We're the visionaries, man. What it do with y'all? Welcome back to another video out in it, bit. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk to y'all about something today, man. And today's video I want to talk to y'all about is going to be called How to Deal with Rejection. I might call it that. I don't know yet. But real talk, man. How to deal. Hold up. Y'all can't even see me out in this bitch. Hey, man, it's going to be a dark video out in this bitch. Y'all might see me right here. Oh, wait, the light didn't go. But anyways, man, so how to deal with rejection, man. How to deal with rejection. You see, I'm gonna tell you what's happening in today's modern society out in this bitch. And the thing that's happening is that men and women are afraid to approach each other. And the reason as to why they are afraid to approach each other is simply because of something called fear of rejection. You see, most individuals, they are afraid of what the other person is going to say to them. You know, the other person, people are afraid that the other person might laugh at them if they're in a public space or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, they scared that, if they, let's say, you ask for that person number, right? And you at a, you in a huge gathering, a huge social gathering, social crowd or some shit like that, and they say no, you think motherfuckers is gonna laugh at you and shit like that. Which indeed, it might be true. I'm telling you what it is, man. What's some other things that, why people are afraid of rejection, also another thing that comes when it comes to dealing with rejection and shit like that, another reason as to why you don't like it is simply because, it makes you feel depressed about yourself. It makes you drop your self-esteem, makes you feel agitated, butthurt, frustrated. It can make you feel all type of feelings out in this bitch. I'm just telling you what it is. But the reason as to why I'm making this video though, is simply because I honestly believe this is the ultimate way of dealing with rejection. To be honest with you, man, I was going to say it's the only way, but it's not the only way, man. I think it might be two ways as to how you could break rejection, but I'm going to talk about this one only in this video. And the one it is that I'm talking about, man, is you look, man, if you how to deal with rejection, you deal with rejection when you stop giving a fuck. I'm telling you what it is. Now let me explain. You see, that's it. That's literally the cheat code out in this bitch. In order for you to stop caring about you getting rejected, here you go. You might be an individual that's getting rejected left and right in this bitch. I'm telling you what it is. And I'm not sorry that shit is happening to you or nothing like that. Not at all. But in order for you to change that, right? It's like, look, man, let me talk about this right quick. There's a 9 times out of 10 chance. Look, man, if you are an average man, and what I mean is, if you don't have no status out in this bitch and your finances is not up to par, you know what I'm saying? You're just an average citizen walking around in this bitch. I just want you to know, G, you're going to have a hard time in dating. And I'm not saying that you're going to have a hard time in dating when it comes to getting women. But I will say you're gonna have a hard time in dating getting the type of girls it is that you want. I'm sorry to tell you on some shit. And the reason for it being is because they got multiple options out in this bitch. Real talk, man. But what it is I'm saying though, man, is all of this that I'm saying, man, you have to accept that. You see, there's one thing about this is off topic, but it relates. But there's one thing when it comes for you knowing the truth and shit like that. Look, man, it's like, look, you have to accept reality. I'm telling you what it is. The quicker you accept reality out in this bitch, right, then the quicker you're going to let everything be as is. And you're going to, and basically what I'm saying is when you do that, right, you're going to have that I don't give a fuck mentality on some shit. I'm telling you what it is. So, but real talk, man, that's all it is I'm saying though. All it is that I'm saying, man. All of this, I'm saying, when it comes for you getting rejected, it's not even just with dating. It could be with businesses. It could be with, jobs that you might apply to and shit like that. No matter what it is, no matter what venture it is that you're trying to get to on some shit, excuse me, what the fuck? But you have to have that I don't give a fuck attitude, my G. I'm telling you what it is. Because if you do not have that I don't give a fuck attitude, what's going to happen is you're going to be butthurt out in this bitch. I'm telling you the game. I'm telling you, man, I don't got time. Let's say a female reject me on some shit, right? Because let me tell you, why would a female reject you on some shit? And if you're a female watching this video, why would a man reject you? I'm gonna tell you, look, man, there's multiple reasons as to why people will reject you on some shit. You know what I'm saying? The number one reason could be they're not interested in you. You know what I'm saying? But if you are a individual that has some type of attractiveness to you, and if that individual is single, there's no reason as to why you're getting rejected, my G. I'm telling you what it is, my G. There's no reason for it being. And I'm gonna tell you, so real talk, man. So the ways as to why you may get rejected is simply because it's two things. One, auto rejection, and two, they just trying to get an ego boost. Now let me explain about auto rejection right quick. Auto rejection is when an individual is looking on their point of view of things. So let's say you're an attractive individual, right? And let's say you're trying to talk to this individual. What's going to happen is the individual it is that you're trying to talk to, they're going to think that, they're going to think that their dream came true, right? And, it's too good to be true out in this bitch. And so what's going to happen is they're going to self-sabotage before anything even happens. So they're going to reject you simply because they are scared of you bettering their life. They are scared of you being the best thing they could have ever gotten. And they're going to be scared of, maybe in the long run, you might switch up on them and you might cheat on them. You know what I'm saying? You might break their heart or some shit, whatever it is. So they're thinking about all of those things, right? So what's going to happen is they're going to reject you out of, they're going to be in a defense type of state. Their guard is going to be up with you. And this always, look, man, I'm telling you what it is. So if you're an attractive individual, right? If you are an attractive individual and you're struggling and you're just getting rejected left and right out of this bitch, this is 90% of what is going on with you out in this bitch. Now let me explain this. Let me explain the second one. The second one is called the ego boost. That's another reason as to why a person will reject you. So why would an individual want an ego boost? The reason as to why an individual want an ego boost is simply because hurt people. So let's say that person it is that you're trying to get to know, some shit like that, right? Here you go, you see this individual, you approach them and they reject you, right? So, you're a good prospect and shit like that, but what's going to happen is they're going to reject you, and also their eyes is going to be on you. So the next time you see an individual keep on looking at you left and right or some shit like that, 9 times out of 10, they're looking at you because they're interested in you. I'm telling you what it is. So they're going to give you all the choosing signals, right? They're going to give you all the choosing signals in the world. So when you make that attempt, right, what's going to happen is they're going to reject you simply because someone from their past, or, it was something that another person did to them. And basically what they're doing is they're having this mindset of, oh, so since this person from my past, did me dirty, right? I'm going to do the next person dirty. I'm telling you what these motherfuckers do. I'm telling you the game out in this bitch. Hurt people. They're insecure. And I'm telling you, man, so the next time a person reject you out of some shit like that, that's why when I get rejected and shit like that now, when a female try to get an ego boost out of this bitch, they can't get an ego boost out of me. And the reason as to why they can't get an ego boost out of me is simply because I don't get an ego boost out of them. I'm telling you what it is. Real talk, man. I don't get an ego boost out of women. So therefore, if I don't get it, because everything, look, man, I'm telling you, that's another reason as to why females want to reject you on some shit. Because what's going to happen is, here you go, they reject you, right? I'm telling you, females know what it is that they're doing. And also, if you're a female watching this, men, I'm telling you, to all the females that try to approach men and shit like that, and they reject them or some shit, men know what the fuck it is that they're doing too. They're rejecting you because they want to get their get back from whoever did what it is that they did to them in the motherfucking past or some shit. I'm telling you the game. So all of this, I'm saying, man. And this is basically what I want to talk about in this video. But man, you gotta look, and before you even think about playing the dating game, my G, you need to have the I don't give a fuck mentality. I'm telling you what it is. Because as long as you keep on having the I don't give a fuck mentality, right? Here you go. You on the path of trying to find some dating partners and shit like that. But you got this I give a fuck mentality. So here you go. When you try to approach an individual, right, and it don't go the way it is that you want it to go, what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up butthurt out in this bitch. I'm telling you what it is. Then you're gonna say, oh, I'm never going to approach them ever again. And if you're a man, you're gonna say, women ain't shit. Or if you're a female, you're gonna say men ain't shit. I'm telling you, it's a gender division going on out in this bitch. Men hate women and women hate men out in this bitch. I'm telling you, man, one of the main reasons is because you're getting rejected out in this bitch. You can't get the partners it is that you want. I'm telling you what it is, G. I'm telling you. But this is why you gotta have the I don't give a fuck mentality. I'm telling you, this is literally what the fuck it is I do. I'm about to tell you some game. So I'm telling you, man, when a female reject me on some shit like that, man, I don't give a fuck. I'm telling you what it, look, man, you gotta have mental toughness so much to the point you stop caring. I'm telling you, here you go. I'm telling you, man, most people, they keep on caring. You keep on expecting another individual to give you validation and shit. I'm about to tell you the game. You see, how do you stop giving an F? How do you stop caring? How do you stop saying, so the next time you approach a person, right, you're going to say, when that person say, sorry, I have a boyfriend, or if you're, sorry, I have a girl, you know, next time a person say some shit like that, look, man, I'm telling you, man, when that shit happened to me, I be like, okay, cool, I really don't give a fuck. I'm telling you, look, how do you get to that point? You get to that point by one way only. You get to the point of I don't give a fuck when you erase your ego, when you erase trying to get your ego from the other gender and you get your ego from yourself. Motherfucker, I get my ego from myself out in this bitch. I'm telling you what it is. I honestly get my ego from myself. Real shit. So I'm telling you, this is honestly how you get to the I don't give a fuck stage. Look, man, because I'm telling you what's happening. So here you go. Let's say you're trying to approach some individuals, right? And you're trying to get that number or some shit like that, or you're trying to smash it, something like that, right? Look, man, the reason as to why you're looking for that, man, the number one reason as to why you're looking at that is, or two reasons. One, you're horny, and two, you're looking for validation. I'm telling you what it is. So what I'm saying is, and I'm gonna tell you, basically, when it comes to like the horniness one, look, man, I became asexual out in this bitch. So, look, man, in this digital age of lust that we are in out in this bitch, it is very important to be asexual out in this bitch. So I'm not lust driven out in this bitch. I will be fucking a whole lot of hoes. I'm telling you what it is. But real talk, man. But also another thing is, you know, you got, look, man. I'm telling you, man, you gotta stop looking for validation within other people, and you gotta look for validation within yourself. Because when you look for validation within yourself, what's gonna happen is you're no longer trying to gain that ego boost from another individual, aka you will stop giving a fuck. You will stop caring. So the next time a person rejects you or some shit like that, right? When it don't go the way it is that you want it to go, you're not going to be butthurt out in this bitch, and you're just going to accept it out in this bitch. And the reason as to why you accepted it, and the reason as to why you no longer give a fuck, is simply because you do not look for an ego boost out of the other individual. You do not look for anything out of the other individual. And I'm telling you what it is. This is how you're going to stop giving a fuck about the other gender, and you know, when it don't go the way it is that you want it to go. I'm telling you what it is. So real talk, man. This is how you do it, though. This is honestly how you do it, my G. I'm telling you, man, you got to break out of that motherfucking. You can't look, man. This is how you deal with rejection out in this bitch. You deal with so I'm gonna sum this video up one more time. You deal with rejection when you stop giving a fuck. I'm telling you what it is. I don't care how many times you get rejected out in this bitch. You could get rejected today, tomorrow after that. Motherfucker, you probably could get rejected for the whole entire life. You probably would never get no girls out in this bitch. Same goes for a female. You'll probably never get to do what it is that you truthfully want. Same goes for the men. I'm telling you what it is. But if you want to know what's better than getting the individual it is that you want, you're not giving a fuck. I'm telling you what it is. Because when you don't give a fuck, then what's going to happen is, you know, what's going to happen is you're going to realize that you have unlimited abundance of options out in this bitch. And also another thing is, also how to not give a fuck. Do not give a fuck when your ego comes from within yourself. My ego comes from within myself, my G. I don't get no ego boost from people. I don't get no ego boost from I don't get no ego boost from social media. I don't get no ego boost from people liking my videos, comments. I don't get no ego boost from when a female give me her number or some shit, or when I have sex with her or some shit like that. No, I get my ego boost from within. And when you get your ego boost from within, what's going to happen is When you get your ego boost from within, what's going to happen is that's going to be called the true confidence. And what's going to happen is people going to look at you like you're arrogant out in this bitch. And that's a very great thing. Motherfucker, I'd rather be arrogant than being insecure out in this bitch. Because when you're insecure, you're going to be depressed. When you're arrogant, you're going to be supremely confident. Therefore, you're going to be happy and you're going to be in love with yourself. Which one would you like to be? I'm being arrogant out in this bitch. I love myself, G. And arrogant is simply just confidence out in this bitch. I'm telling you what it is. That's literally just another word for confidence out in this bitch. I'm telling you the game. So I'd rather be arrogant, G. But you get to that point when you gain that ego from within yourself. I got ego from within myself. I get validation from within myself. I love myself so much to the point my validation comes from within myself. I don't need to get a female's number or some shit like that to say, oh, I could pull the prettiest woman in the world. Motherfucker, I know I could pull the prettiest woman in the world. And I don't care how many of them reject me on some shit. I don't care how many pretty females reject me on some shit. At the end of the day, I'ma still say I pulled the prettiest woman. I don't care. Motherfucker, I could be a virgin for the rest of my life or some shit. But at the end of the day, I'll still tell myself I'm having sex with all the hottest women in this bitch. That's called having ego within yourself. I'm not relying on a motherfucking female to give me no validation. I'm not relying on a motherfucking female to make me feel some type of way or some shit. Motherfucker, I do all this shit my damn self. I'm telling you what it is. So, but that's all I'm saying, man. All I'm saying, man, get your ego boost from within yourself, my G. That's exactly what the fuck it is I do. My ego boost come from within me, my G. So if you like this video, man, stay tuned for some more videos, and we out. Peace up.